Are you feeling buried in a never-ending to-do list in your business? In fact, you're running the show, managing clients, managing vendor relationships, and putting out fires each and every day. And you might be thinking to yourself, how can I grow when I'm always this busy? What if I told you that the key to scaling without losing your sanity is replacing yourself with systems? Often people find themselves in the position of thinking that busy means that you're growing. In fact, you can just really be on a hamster wheel. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 4 essential systems that every event industry business owner needs to work smarter, not harder. These systems are how you're going to grow and to shift from doing everything to running everything. For those of you that are new to this channel, hello, my name is Jessie, and on Green Eyed Ambition, we talk about all of the unsexy things that go along with running an event industry business. So first up, let's dig into marketing. You can't grow if no one knows you exist, but showing up every day, that's exhausting. We hear all of the talk about posting 3 times a day and having all of this content, but that can be extremely hard to do when it's just you. That's why you need an automated marketing system that consistently nurtures leads without lifting a finger daily. There can often be so much focus on actually creating the content compared to having a solid marketing strategy, which are 2 different conversations. This is when we're going to start talking about email marketing and how this can be a game changer inside of your business. I personally like to use ConvertKit. However, there are some other platforms that you can potentially look at outside of ConvertKit. I do like ConvertKit because I personally work with corporate clients and I find that my open rate is a lot better compared to other platforms that you can potentially use. In fact, I'll even have a free trial link so that you are able to use it and get some extra perks and benefits if you want to try ConvertKit. As you can see, they have some extremely affordable pricing. And now let's dig into why I think it's important for us to do email marketing and to have an automated system when it comes to your marketing strategy. The benefit of using digital marketing or email marketing allows for you to be strategic with staying in front of people that are interested in your services. At this specific time period, it can take anywhere between 7 to 12 exposures before someone pulls the trigger. Email marketing fills in that gap so that if someone is interested in a free resource that you're able to provide, that even if they don't decide to book a call or to hire you today, that if you allow for them to be a part of your email strategy, that it might happen after a couple of months or maybe a year later, but you don't want it to be that you're working so hard to be seen now, but then you have to hope that the algorithm shows your accounts in the future. With using an email marketing platform like ConvertKit or MailChimp, it allows for you to have automations when you get new leads with using like a free resource. The importance of having a free resource is that you want to share value, but you also want to guide them to the offer in which you're using. And when you have it automated, it will allow for you to have this happening while you're doing events or even if you're on vacation. I do know some people that use email marketing by having a free resource on tips on choosing a wedding videographer or a photographer or some tips to consider when you're doing bridal makeup. You can figure out, and if you're not quite sure, comment below. I'll give you some tips on some great resources for you. I do have a free resource for my event business where it gives inspiration for ideas for the upcoming quarters. And some people may just take the free resource and do it themselves. But the thing is that if they're part of my email strategy, I can always still email them when I have special offers or really great ideas. Do you need a whole bunch of different free resources? No. Find 1 to 2 that you're really going to dig into deep. The bonus tip that I want to give to you is that you do want to pair your free resource with your social media scheduler so that you're intentionally marketing this free resource in your social media strategy so that you're able to have people that are just interested and curious about your services. They're able to get it, not only when someone comes to your website. It's very common for people to have, when someone comes onto their website, they'll say, give me your email and you'll save 25% or $25 or something like that when someone comes to their website. But you can also do this when it comes to your social media marketing strategy. I do have a platform that I use to be able to automatically send people my free resources, and that is through Stand Store. Store. And Stand Store is a resource that allows for you to sell services. It allows for you to have free downloads that people can pay for. For some of you that might want to have consulting services or a consultation that people have to pay for in advance, you can use Stand Store to be able to do that. And the great thing is that this year they released a new resource that people can be automatically DM'd if they comment under your social media posts with a specific word that you say, and then you also give a code in which it takes them to a landing page. If we did have a free resource for videography services for weddings, I could have a keyword that says comment tips below so that you can receive my free resource on tips on how to pick your videographer for your wedding. That's just a tip for you. The second system that you want to focus on is actually having a client onboarding process. And let me tell you, this is where many event pros drop the ball. A smooth onboarding process sets the tone and it tells your clients you're in good hands and that you're a professional. As a corporate event planner, there's been plenty of times where I've reached out to people to provide services for an event and they've reached back months later, or they don't even respond back, even though I went through their Google Sheets form as their inquiry form. Like, you want to make sure that people are feeling as if that they are being seen, heard, and that they're getting the information in which they're needing to get so that they can make the decision, do they even want to talk to you or if they want to move forward. And this is where we get into one of the favorite platforms that I like to use, and it's HoneyBook. However, as you know, I am just a fan of you actually using systems because I find that this can be one of the biggest obstacles when it comes to event industry business owners, is still being so committed to everything being manual. I do recommend a platform like HoneyBook or any type of all-in-one platform so that it allows for you to not only handle inquiries, but it allows for you to track email, for people to schedule consultations, for you to send out contracts, and for you to also get paid. The things I always recommend to people when it comes down to onboarding, you want to always think through the process of, when someone comes through my inquiry form, what emails or correspondence do I need to have sent to them? And thinking through the steps through the client's lens. I find that sometimes people use jargon and verbiage that is something that we use in our industry and not thinking that our client doesn't know this. You are the expert, you're the pro. Your client doesn't know what an L-shaped swag balloon arch is. You want to make sure that you're using verbiage that your client understands so that they are not, one, booking something that they think is going to be something else and you're going to have complaints or issues. But then two, when you think it through, it allows for people to feel more confident and trust the decision of wanting to work with you. And that comes through with creating a workflow. So I'll give you a basic workflow that I think would be great for an onboarding process. And that is, when someone inquires about your service, you will want to have at least 1 to 2 follow-ups just in case someone is busy and they're just trying to complete the inquiry form and they think that they did something that they did not do. And there's the fortune in the follow-up. Sometimes someone might complete the inquiry form, but then maybe their kid started crying and now they stopped doing the rest of the form, or they didn't schedule a consultation because they got distracted. So that's why you need to make sure you have follow-up. Then, if you're someone that does consultations, you want to have some kind of email already in queue that is allowing people to know, these are the things that you spoke about, here's the next steps. After you have that step, you want to have it easy for you to actually send out a proposal so that you can itemize what the client is purchasing from you or the service that they're requesting, as well as for them to sign a contract, because we're definitely going to be having contracts. And I'll make sure to put a link inside of the video so that you're able to look at some contract templates that are at an affordable price. And then you want it to be that they can make that first payment. And then the most important part is that after they pay, what communication do you need to have happen? It should not be that it goes radio silent after someone pays you. You can at least have some kind of email that immediately goes to the client to say, thanks for choosing to work with me. I'm super excited to work with you. Here's what you can expect next, and you'll hear from us in X, Y, and Z. Just have some type of closure. So when you're having an automation, don't think of only the big things. Think about those value adds that really makes a huge impact. And the biggest benefit to doing it this way is that you'll have fewer errors and you'll have happier clients that know that you're on top of it and you're helping to build trust in the process. definitely in the beginning. So let's talk about vendor management. Your business is only as strong as the partnerships in which you have. The client process is often what people only focus on, but what can you do to make sure that you're either being a rock star vendor or you're being a great partnership for those that are working with you. But for those of us that are super busy, one of the most challenging things is keeping up with payments, timelines, and communication, especially when we're working with multiple vendors and multiple projects all at the same time. And it can feel very chaotic unless you build a system that is going to allow for you to have structure. Inside of most CRMs, especially even in HoneyBook, you can manage your vendors inside of this platform. In fact, I even did a video and a training on how to manage your vendors inside of HoneyBook. And I'll make sure to have the information to that in the description so that you can check this out. You want to make sure that your clients have a clear understanding of what it's like to work with you as well as your vendors. So I actually build out workflows for every vendor type that works within my event business. And the reason why is because I make sure I get the information to each vendor type according to the timelines that they need to be able to execute the services in which they're doing. So I have a workflow when it comes to my DJs, to my bartenders, to my caterers, my entertainers, my hostesses. Every type of service, there is a workflow because each one of them needs specific communication. And when you have it automated, what happens is that you will be able to allow your business to flow a lot more smoothly. In fact, I can have on some days 6 events that are scheduled, but if I didn't have any type of automation in place, that would be an absolute nightmare. And believe me, that's what it was years ago. Sometimes I would accidentally send the wrong address or do a typo and had someone at the wrong place for a specific event. So when you can start to actually embrace technology, it makes it a lot easier for you to communicate consistently and with more accuracy to your vendors. And when it does come to payments, I know that HoneyBook does have a really new feature, great feature that's going to be coming out soon. But as of right now, one of the things I do recommend for you to do is having an integration with QuickBooks, either QuickBooks Self-Employed or QuickBooks Desktop, that keeps track of when you're paying people. In order to pay people, you can either pay directly through QuickBooks. I personally pay all of my vendors through my bank because it does have the ability to do ACH payments, which makes it easy for me to pay people so that no one can say, Jesse, can you cash out me? Because I am going to say a hard no. You're either invoicing me or we're doing ACH payment. And that makes life easier for my bookkeeping as well. And then two, people will know that you're someone that needs to be taken seriously as well. So keep that in mind. How you treat your vendors can sometimes give them an impression of how professional you are. Finally, let's talk about productivity. You're the CEO and your time should be spent on strategy, not scrambling. And with tools like Asana, Trello, or Notion, you can create reoccurring tasks, manage projects, and actually delegate, even if you're a team of one for now. Inside of my Asana account, I do like to manage everything from social media management for both of my businesses and brands, as well as tasks in which I need to complete. And as you can see, I also have goals in which I keep track of in here as well. The reason why it's great to do this is because I can have templates that make it easy for me to see exactly what I'm doing. So like with the YouTube videos, I am not reinventing the wheel each and every time. I just use the templates in which I have that allows for me to actually rinse and repeat each and every task. So if I know I'm doing a brand new YouTube video, all I have to do is just come to YouTube Master, and then there's all of the information that I need to calculate to be able to do each and every YouTube video. So you want to think to yourself, how do I make it easier for me to run my business? And templates is going to be that game changer for you. So think to yourself, without getting overwhelmed, what are some beginner things that you can start to track inside of your business? And the first board might just really be a place that you can start to brain dump and set up dates for when you want to actually tackle that. So it just really comes down to your business. And if you want me to do a video to kind of give you some inspo, comment below because I want to make sure it's something that you're actually interested in before I go ahead and create it. So here's the truth. You can either keep juggling and burning out or feeling like you're about to burn out, or you can put systems in place to finally scale with sanity. With a marketing system, a client onboarding system, a vendor management system, and a productivity system, you're not just freeing up your time, you're building a business that runs without you in the weeds and having more clarity. And if you are a six-figure business owner ready to get clear on where to start, I'm offering a free business system audit to help you uncover the big time leaks and system gaps. So don't wait until you're overwhelmed. Let's help you work smarter and scale faster. Hit that link in the description and grab your free audit today. Until the next time, talk to you later. Peace.